They already have Doomsday footage that they have shown? Oh my. Oh my. Interesting. Check this out here.
What is going on, everybody?
What's happening?
The Cosmic Wonder. In a really interesting turn of events today,
I'd
Disney
say.
came out of really nowhere, revealing some pretty big things about upcoming projects in the MCU. Avengers Doomsday and Doctor Doom being one of those, and Spider-Man Brand New Day being another. We actually got the villains revealed for Spider-Man Brand New Day at the Disney Consumer Products panel.
Okay.
And during the panel, they reportedly showed a sizzle reel that actually teased some of the upcoming films like Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is really interesting because Spider-Man Brand New Day has not begun to film yet, but just like we got kind of a trailer before the trailer with the Fantastic Four at SDCC and C23, they're probably doing the same thing there. But I think the best possible thing to come out of this is getting information about the Spider-Man villains and hearing that footage was actually shown for Avengers Doomsday. And apparently, it was pretty great. Now, of course, Disney owns Marvel, so at this event, they are showcasing a lot for Marvel. They showcase Spider-Man, but as you can see here, they did a whole dedicated picture here for Doctor Doom. They are showcasing Doctor Doom, and they are showcasing Spider-Man for the Marvel side. Now,
So this tells me that this is what Doctor Doom will look like. Or close to it. Or it's their toy for him. But remember, I'm going to do the unboxing of the cosplay mask that they're selling. So, I guess he is going to look like that. Because you want it to look as close to what it's going to be like in the movie. And that will be arriving, I think, next month. Or then, I got to check. I got an email. And I got updated from Amazon because I pre-ordered it so I could do an unboxing for y'all. Because I did a poll and most of you said you wanted to see it. So I'm like, I got y'all. So it's coming soon. I think it's going to look like this. Interesting. Comic accurate again. They're going with it because they did that with Sentry. They made a joke about Sentry being comic accurate. And now, okay. Comic accuracy is something that we want. As long as you continue to do it for all of the characters. Stop swapping everything out.
I didn't realize at first is that this is Doctor Doom art by Alex Ross. And it's very interesting that this is the first piece of Doom that Marvel Studios has decided to show us for Avengers Doomsday. And on the panel below, it even says Avengers. And I love that this is the art they are choosing to showcase because this tells us that this is the Doctor Doom that they have in mind for Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, keeping it insanely comic accurate. And they're seemingly using this as their concept art to show the audience so far. And it does actually resemble other concept art that was leaked for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. The difference is the concept art that they used for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars looked like he had just a little bit more armor on.
Well, this looks more badass and detailed. I like this more than I like the other one.
Just a little bit more detailed, and he was wearing a cloak. But besides that, the look still is seemingly the same. But keep in mind, that concept art wasn't supposed to be leaked. The specific art they chose here to display for Doctor Doom for Avengers Endgame was indeed specifically chosen by Marvel Studios. So it would seem like this is what Marvel Studios has in mind for how Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, is going to look like in Avengers Doomsday. Now, I know some fans might not like this because some might want Doctor Doom to possibly be wearing some type of Iron Man suit or have some type of nanotech maybe, trying to link the fact that Robert Downey Jr., who played Iron Man, is now playing Doctor Doom. Which, yes, that would make sense, but I do love seeing a comic-accurate Doom here, and just because he is not wearing any type of armor on the outside, at least, doesn't mean that...
Yeah, the way they're doing Doctor Doom just makes us feel like we're supposed to run into the real Doctor Doom later. Because he's a variant, correct? Whatever.
he won't eventually go on and get that armor. Plus, you never know, he could be wearing some armor underneath his clothes. What I hope this means is we get some type of a backstory for Doctor Doom. And yes, obviously they're going to give us a little backstory at the very least, but I hope they kind of dive into it a bit, showing why Doctor Doom is the main villain of Doomsday and Secret Wars. I hope they show us what happened when he was a child in Latveria with his mother when she died, and then with his father when he died. Him going to the United States and going to college and being roommates with Reed Richards, then going back to Latveria, ruling it. All of this. I'm pretty sure it's wishful thinking and we won't get all of this, but you never know. However, Doom looking so comic accurate gives me a lot of hope. But go ahead and let me know your thoughts about Marvel Studios choosing this specific look to showcase for Doctor Doom for Avengers Doomsday at their Disney event. Now, I will say...
Well, I'm fine with it. I'm starting to kind of let it go that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom. I have my concerns more about other things, like don't woke it up. But other than that, I'm just settling into that. It's not like the Superman suit. Like the Superman suit, I will never let go. I'm a pit bull on that, okay? It's such an eyesore that I won't be able to watch the movie without looking at it the whole time. It's like trying to have a serious conversation with somebody and there's a stain on their shirt right here. It's just talking to you the whole time. Look up that commercial, talking stain commercial. Look that up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get an even more detailed, badass version. Maybe that's the real version. Hey.
Hey, when we get our first look at Doctor Doom from the actual movie,
that leaked art might be the
I don't think he's going to be wearing his mask. I don't think he's really going to wear the mask that often.
I've heard people say that. But like if Robert Downey Jr. is being paid all this damn money to be in this, he's going to show his face. I personally don't care. Just do a good job at playing the part.
I've stated this before, but I'll say it again. You don't pay Robert Downey Jr. over $100 million to return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the main villain to simply cover his face up the entire time. So I think that the mask will be off more than it is on for Avengers Doomsday. I think at first it might just be maybe protection, but if they don't show us him getting his scars from trying to build a machine to communicate with his mother, but he maybe gets the scars in Avengers Doomsday fighting the Avengers, then it'll probably be off for the most time in Doomsday, but he'll probably wear it most of the time in Secret Wars. We'll have to wait and see, but again, that's my theory because I don't think they cover RDJ's face the entire time. And big shout out to the Instagram user Trust Higashi, who was the one who grabbed the pictures of these, who was attending the Disney Blockbuster Consumer Products panel. Now, like I mentioned, they also showed in a sizzle reel some teases for Spider-Man Brand New Day. And in this sizzle reel, they revealed 3 villains for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it does kind of seem like this movie might actually be street level and grounded. And this first villain, I think, might bring back Justin Hammer in the MCU. At least it would be really cool because there's a big connection here. The first villain is Boomerang, or Frederick Myers. Frederick Myers was born in Australia, he moved to America, and eventually he became a Major League Baseball player because he had an extraordinary pitching arm. He could throw the ball extremely well, so he made it to the Major Leagues, but
they could do something really cool with him. I'm not excited about Boomerang, but you know what I mean? They could really do something cool with him, though.
He got suspended for accepting bribes, and eventually he was recruited by the criminal organization, the Secret Empire. And one of the first heroes that he actually fought with was the Hulk. But when the Secret Empire fell and was no more, he was actually kind of recruited by Justin Hammer. Justin Hammer gave him an entire arsenal of new weapons, and the first mission that he was sent on was to assassinate Iron Fist, although he was defeated. And he's fought a lot of different people just over time. He's gone up against S.H.I.E.L.D., Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Nick Fury. And what's interesting is there has been a rumor going around that Shang-Chi might be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. After all, the director is Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed...
I was about to say, that's not Shang-Chi. That's not Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. And we do have the same stunt coordinator as well, so you know the action in this movie is gonna be freaking awesome. And the director, Destin Daniel Cretton, has even talked about how they've spent so much time just getting the web slinging right, which we just love to hear. But with Boomerang coming to the MCU and Spider-Man Brand New...
You know what I want to see? For years, people really wanted to see Batman really, really fight. And we got it with that warehouse scene in Batman v Superman. The greatest Batman scene of all time, in my opinion. However, if you look in the comics, he swings around the city on his bat with his bat gun just like Spider-Man does. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that. A Batman swinging all the way around the city, crazy, doing flips and swinging around corners and landing on semi trucks. And I remember that watching the animated series. We would see him swinging around the city like that a lot. You know what I mean?
Day and Justin Hammer already being introduced in the MCU in Iron Man 2. I really hope they could bring him back, even just for a small cameo, because I think it would be really cool to see him. Now, another villain that they announced is a villain who is already in the MCU. Scorpion, Mac Gargan. It looks like we might finally get a payoff for that Spider-Man Homecoming.
Scorpion wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Post-credit scene, where we see Scorpion and Vulture in prison together. Now, Vulture has been on some type of a journey going over to the Sony universe and possibly coming back to ours. Who knows what's going on there? But there is a chance that we might actually kind of be getting a little Sinister Six movie here if they decide to bring Vulture.
They could do some real crazy stuff with him, too. That tail is so damn dangerous. It'd be cool, man.
Vulture back and some other villains as well. They've already announced 3. We've heard that Mr. Negative might be a villain as well. So you never know. They could do the Sinister Six, but they are finally paying off the Scorpion scene, where Adrian Toomes said that he didn't know who Spider-Man was, and now, after the events of No Way Home, he truly doesn't know who Peter Parker is, so he doesn't know who Spider-Man is. Now, the last villain that they showed was Tombstone, one that we've been hearing about, actually. So those reports seem to be true, which means the reports of Mr. Negative also being a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day might be true as well. But Tombstone was showed in the sizzle reel. Lonnie Lincoln. Now again, This points to a pretty street-level story in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tombstone is a mobster, and Scorpion and Boomerang are pretty street-level as well. So during the sizzle reel, that's basically what Marvel Studios told us. At least these villains are going to be street-level. Now, I would assume that they are going to introduce some more villains. In fact, it kind of sounds like Spider-Man is just going to go up against a slew of villains. Maybe perhaps showing us him just being Spider-Man, taking care of a bunch of crime in New York City. After all, Amy Pascal from Sony said that we are going to pick up where No Way Home left off.
Any relation to Pedro? I don't think so.
And said that Peter Parker has basically abandoned Peter Parker and has just become Spider-Man. So we're going to see him really get into crime fighting. So it wouldn't surprise me if he gave us some type of a montage of him defeating a bunch of different villains in the film. But we know this movie has to connect to Avengers Doomsday in some way, shape, or form, so I'm assuming that by the end of the film, it'll be a pretty multiversal movie. But we'll have to wait and see. We know that they have completely changed the script for Spider-Man Brand New Day a few different times now. And at this point in time, we actually don't really know much about it. But clearly they have some concept art done for Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday to actually include them in a sizzle reel. And according to the account Trust Higashi, he said, Avengers Doomsday looks so good. The little sizzle reel they showed us. Spider-Man Brand New Day, Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone. Enough said. So go ahead and let me know what you think about all these reveals in the...
Well, I don't think anything sounds bad right now. I'm very interested in what they're going to do. I'm waiting to see Scorpion, especially. Yeah. And, hey, I feel like for the fans being happy is such a crapshoot right now. Excuse me, but I tell you this, with them delaying everything, we just might get finally what we wanted because they're losing so much damn money, even though they're quote unquote just put out a good movie. Not to me at all. To me, it's trash. But a lot of people like Thunderbolts. So the fact that they're quote unquote putting out a good movie and they're still not making no money, that's a problem for them. And they need to drum up faith again and word of mouth again. And they know that people will come out for something big. So they might be really making sure they do something right this time. Finally. Hopefully. Get over and follow the Cosmic Wonder. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. 10 million subscribers. Woo!